third secret plan, which is by far a very risky one, but which I've seen being suggested, is if he was particularly angry about this, what he could do is resign. He could resign and he could force another Holyrood election specifically on this topic. And he can do that under Section 3.1 of the Scotland Act 1998, where if the First Minister resigns, then Holyrood has to elect a new First Minister within 28 days. And so if the SNP did have a majority of 65 out of the 129, and they all agreed with this course of action, then they could vote down any replacement First Minister that was offered by the Tories or Labour or Reform or by anybody else. And if 28 days passed and the SNP had voted down every single suggested First Minister, then they would have to have another Holyrood election, and John Swinney would go into that election saying this is going to be a de facto referendum. And he would be pushing the issue in that way, but that would be extremely risky because he could lose it. And we spoke about this in our book, One Big Country, a big book for the Union, Volume 1. In fact, in chapter 10, we looked at all the potential SNP mandates. And this was number 12. And we pointed out that Edward Heath tried to get the authority of the people behind him when he deliberately resigned in 1974, and he lost that. And then when Theresa May tried to capitalise upon Labour's problems in 2017, hoping that she would be returned with an even bigger mandate, with even more MPs, she lost what little overall majority she had at that time. So it's a very risky proposition for somebody to do. But hey, maybe John Swinney would do it. Maybe he would pull that nuclear option if he just felt sick and tired of everything. However, all of that, as I say, depends upon them getting a majority of 65 seats or more in 2026. And all of that looks, quite frankly, unlikely.